Hello, fellow boomers. This video is somewhat different from the typical videos on our channel, but it is a very important one. Following President Trump's announcement on the highest U.S. tariffs in a century, with a baseline 10% tariff on all imports set to come into effect on April 5, 2025, and the additional reciprocal tariffs on specific countries going live, next on April 9, 2025, we will explore in this video the impact of these tariffs on the AI landscape and industry. If you ask yourself what all of this has to do with you, here is the answer. The new tariffs may lead to higher costs and potential delays in AI advancements, causing end users of LLMs to face increased prices for AI services, reduced access to cutting-edge models, and slower implementation of new features due to constrained hardware availability and disrupted supply chains. This video is made based on the situation that is known at the time of its creation, but as a viewer, you should be aware of the uncertainty of these times and the changes that may occur. So by now you should understand why you should stay tuned until the end of this video. We've seen industry shakeups before, but these tariffs, they're a game changer, reshaping the entire landscape. The AI industry, which has been growing at an unprecedented rate, now faces a new and formidable challenge. We are not just talking about a minor inconvenience. We're talking about a seismic shift that could alter the course of technological advancement. In particular, the imposed tariffs are hitting semiconductors and specialized chips, the very backbone of AI infrastructure. Without these critical components, the development and deployment of AI technologies could slow down significantly. The semiconductor industry, already grappling with supply chain issues, now has to contend with additional financial burdens. GPUs, those powerhouses of AI computing, they're about to get a lot more expensive and harder to come by. This could lead to a bottleneck in AI research and development, as access to affordable and powerful computing resources becomes more restricted. The ripple effects could be felt across various sectors, from healthcare to finance, where AI is making significant inroads. We're looking at a potential 25% tariff on non-US manufactured semiconductor tech. That's huge. This kind of increase can disrupt budgets and project timelines, forcing companies to rethink their strategies. Smaller firms in particular may find it challenging to absorb these costs, potentially stifling innovation and competition. It isn't going to hit everyone equally. The big players can take the hit, but the startups, they're in trouble. Large tech companies have the financial muscle to weather the storm, but for startups operating on tight budgets, these tariffs could be devastating. The disparity in resources could widen the gap between established giants and emerging innovators. Yes, certain AI companies are positioned to benefit from the tariffs, particularly those focused on domestic manufacturing automation, supply chain optimization, and tariff-specific analytics. Here are some of the winners. Take, for instance, Palantir Technologies that has emerged as a significant player in this new landscape. Its AI-driven ontologies help businesses simulate tariff impacts, optimize supply chains, and identify cost-saving alternatives, like shifting production to tariff-exempt regions. The company has actively marketed its services to help retailers and manufacturers adapt to these new trade policies. There are also some AI-driven domestic manufacturers that are seeing unexpected gains. Firms integrating AI-powered robotics and automation in sectors like automotive and electronics manufacturing are benefiting as tariffs incentivize reshoring. These companies use AI to reduce labor costs and improve efficiency, effectively offsetting tariff-related price hikes on imports. Logistics tech startups like Nuvocargo, which specializes in Mexico-US cross-border freight software, report increased demand for AI tools that manage customs documentation and tariff compliance. This trend has accelerated particularly after abrupt policy changes. Cloud-agnostic AI platforms and decentralized infrastructure providers may gain traction as tariffs disrupt traditional cloud providers' expansion plans. These solutions offer startups cost-effective, on-demand compute resources outside tariff-affected supply chains. What are these winners sharing? Well, they all have several strategic advantages. First, they usually have a supply chain resilience. AI tools help companies reroute trade flows, forecast tariff costs, and identify domestic suppliers. Secondly, most of these companies give solutions for automation demand. Tariffs accelerate adoption of AI-driven robotics in U.S. manufacturing to offset import costs. Finally, they are good at navigating regulatory complexity. Firms offering tariff-specific analytics capitalize on policy uncertainty. While most AI companies face headwinds from these tariffs, these specialized niches demonstrate how trade policies can create asymmetric opportunities in automation, logistics, and decision support AI. Anyway, the current result is companies that are scrambling to adapt, rushing to get deliveries in before the tariffs hit. Some are exploring alternative supply chains, while others are investing in domestic manufacturing capabilities. The race is on to find solutions that can mitigate the impact of these tariffs and keep the wheels of innovation turning. Are we looking at U.S. companies dominating domestically, while international players get pushed out? The global AI landscape could see a significant shift, with U.S. firms gaining a competitive edge at home but facing challenges abroad. International companies might seek new markets or form alliances to counterbalance the effects of these tariffs.
We're prepared for these changes. It's an opportunity for us to innovate and lead in this new landscape. While the challenges are significant, they also present a chance for companies to rethink their strategies and push the boundaries of what's possible. Innovation often thrives in the face of adversity, and this could be a catalyst for groundbreaking advancements.
One thing's for sure, the global AI race just got a lot more complicated. As the industry navigates these turbulent waters, the true impact of these tariffs will unfold. Will they stifle innovation or spur a new wave of creativity? Only time will tell, but one thing is certain, the AI landscape will never be the same again. The U.S. tariffs are set to fundamentally reshape the AI industry as we know it. In particular, these tariffs, aimed at curbing the influence of foreign tech giants, are creating ripples across the entire sector. Companies that once relied on affordable hardware, imports are now facing skyrocketing costs, forcing them to rethink their strategies and supply chains. From hardware costs to competitive dynamics, nothing's going to be the same. The increased expenses are not just a minor inconvenience, they are a game changer. Startups, which often operate on razor-thin margins, are particularly vulnerable. They must now innovate not just in their technology, but also in their business models to survive. But if there's one thing I've learned in my years covering tech, it's that this industry always finds a way. The resilience, ingenuity, and flexibility of tech professionals are unparalleled. They are already exploring alternative materials, new manufacturing techniques, and even local production to mitigate the impact of these tariffs. The next few years are going to be crucial. Who'll come out on top? Only time will tell. Big tech companies with deep pockets might have an edge, but don't count out the smaller players. They have the agility to pivot quickly and adapt to new market conditions. The most important thing in such times is to keep the eyes on the ball and be ready to react. The landscape of AI is evolving rapidly, and those who stay ahead of the curve will be the ones to watch. The semiconductor industry in particular is at the heart of this transformation, with innovations that could redefine what's possible. The future of AI is being written right now in the Oval Room, boardrooms, labs, and even garages. Visionaries and engineers are working tirelessly to overcome these new challenges. Their efforts will shape the next generation of AI technologies, making them more robust, efficient, and accessible. And trust me, you don't want to miss it. The breakthroughs that are on the horizon could change everything from healthcare to transportation, making our lives better in ways we can't even imagine yet. So, as we navigate these turbulent times, remember that innovation often thrives in adversity. The AI industry is no stranger to challenges, and this is just another hurdle to overcome. In conclusion, the new U.S. tariffs represent a significant reshaping force for the AI industry, with multifaceted effects that will ripple throughout the ecosystem. While intended to strengthen domestic manufacturing and technological sovereignty, these tariffs create complex challenges for AI development and deployment. The most immediate impact will be increased costs for AI hardware and infrastructure, with these costs disproportionately affecting smaller companies and startups. This may accelerate industry consolidation, with larger, well-funded US companies gaining advantages over smaller or international competitors. Companies are already adapting through supply chain adjustments, cost negotiations, and exploration of decentralized infrastructure alternatives. In the longer term, these tariffs may inadvertently reshape global AI competition by altering investment patterns, accelerating certain applications like manufacturing automation, and potentially limiting the diversity of approaches in AI development. The ultimate effect on US technological leadership in AI will depend on how well companies adapt to these new economic realities and whether the domestic manufacturing benefits outweigh the innovation costs. What do you think about these tariffs? Will they strengthen American AI or hold it back? Drop your thoughts in the comments section below. If you found this analysis helpful, please hit that like button and share it with someone who needs to understand these changes. And don't forget to subscribe to AI for Boomers for more insights on how policy shapes our technological future. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.